You came back, which means you want to go deep. But about what?
It's okay, you can record me all you want. He's a f***ing little scumbag.
Okay.
Just like you.
Okay.
I don't care. You can tell your father's gonna go to jail too.
Okay.
Because I have video of him driving.
Okay.
Watch.
Okay.
I'm stupid. Look at yourself. Nobody wants you. Your own mother sent you to a f***ing hospital. Don't you realize that? I didn't want any kids. And I told your nutty mother that 8 years ago. Because I saw how she acted with you. That's why.
How to be a step parent. And if it's for you, let's talk about it. Okay, first let's talk about it and let's dissect this, because there's a lot more going on than just dude losing it. I'm here to tell y'all, if y'all think this is where it began, it's not. So let's really break it down. Yes, he's being verbally abusive, but why? Look at Billy Bats down here, just swinging for the rose. Look at him. Why is he doing this? And why is it being allowed? 2, why is the mom recording and letting this man lose it like this? 3, why is the teenage son down there going back and forth and no one is being the mediator? Yes, he's being verbally abusive, but why? But at this point, you have to see what's being allowed. The little kid is being allowed to hit this man with a stick, a broom, whatever the case it is, and mom hasn't said a thing. Now, I get if mom's life was in danger, so she's recording for her life, but that's not what's going on here, people. At least from what I can see, that's not what's going on. Looks like she's recording just to have some proof or slander him or something, or say, hey, you know, look how verbally abusive he's being. But this dude is at his level. Look, we're here to be real, right? Let's be real. As a step parent, things can get to you. And it's not for anybody. I mean, hell, for any parent for that matter. We're all not professional therapists. We're just a parent doing the best we can. And how many times have you been a parent and you didn't came home and said, hey, clean the room? Hey, please don't let the dishes pile up. I got to get home and cook. If you're not a parent and you haven't been in that situation where you come home over and over and one kid is out playing their game, the other kid is into the iPhone, the other kid is on their iPad, and everyone is just chilling, and no one has took the leadership position of clean, and this has been over and over, man, things pile up. The small things piled up and they become big. They become so big that you could end up getting to your level. This man is guilty of getting to his level and not recognizing it. And I get it, because at some point you're just trying to be there. But to be honest, y'all, let's be for real. There are plenty of dysfunctional relationships and situations that you choose to deal with. But the ones that you choose to deal with can come back and haunt you. Number 1, whenever a kid is not used to a form of discipline, there's always a problem if you try to come in and introduce that discipline that's foreign to them. What I mean is this. Before people get together, they don't really have that serious talk. You know, the real talk of if it's going to be stepkids involved, what am I comfortable with you doing, and what am I not comfortable with you doing? Right? The real talk that say, hey, I don't know if I'm comfortable with disciplining in this manner. And I don't mean physical, I mean verbal. I mean taking games away. You literally have to have those talks like that where it's like, this is what I'm comfortable with. And a lot of times people never do this. People never actually sit down and say, what are going to be the standards and rules in a household that I'm used to and the rules that you are used to, so we can see if we can find common ground. That never happens. What happens is you fall in love and emotion takes part, but you don't really sit down and break down the rules and strategies of what each other is comfortable with and what each other is enforcing. You don't really think about that. So what happens is you fall in love, you get into it, you says, hey, he's a great dad. Okay, cool. But then a man is going to be a man. So a lot of times the mother, at least from what I see in my opinion, a lot of times the mother is the more soft one, right? You know, will allow the kid to get away with certain things. She may warn him and say, hey, I'm going to take your game. A lot of times she never do these things consistently. It's usually the man who's more firm. If you're not truly comfortable with giving up a little bit of room for him to actually discipline, then you need to say that. You literally need to be honest and say, I'm really not comfortable with someone else verbally disciplining or setting other guidelines for my kids outside of me. See, that's the thing that don't take place, right? That's the thing that you may know you're not really comfortable with. And so the thing is, man or woman, if you're going to deal with any person who's not the kid's biological parent, you have to have the hard talk with them and say, this is what I'm comfortable with. And we don't ever do that, do we? We get into this situation.
I didn't want any kids, and I told your nutty mother that 8 years ago, because I saw how she acted with you. That's why, you dumb.
Birdie, are you okay?
All right, now you heard that right there? He saw how she was raising him. He was like, man, I'm not sure this is for me. And the problem is he didn't stop it there. And he's guilty of that. He should have. Because now he got to a situation where it's dangerous for him and it's dangerous for the family. Because once you get to that level of explosion, anything can happen, right? Emotions are here. Disrespect feels here. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And so now he can lose his top and hurt one of them, or one of them can hurt him. That's not far-fetched, y'all. Those patches of crimes and those stories you hear or see, it could be this. It can be this, right? It can very well be this. You have to catch it beforehand because things pile up. And as a man, you can feel disrespected, right? Ladies, I want you to hear this. And I'm saying ladies because one, I'm a man, so it's from my point of view. Two, I've dealt with women who tend to be more soft-approach and do not want you assisting with a higher level of discipline than theirs. But this is the truth. It is so unfair for a man to come into your world and you say, hey, be everything that the dad isn't. Be there for the kid. Pick him up. Do for him. Show him what's right or wrong. But only show him what's right or wrong to where I feel. And so he has to do everything. But when he sees discipline is needed, whether it's taking the game, whether it's saying, hey, you can't stay after school, whether it's saying, hey, you can't go out to the movies, then you step in and you say, yes, he can. He's my son. Bam. That is ripping out the rug under the person who's supposed to be a guardian. It's nothing worse than dealing with a kid, but you really don't have full restriction. So they can kind of walk across you and walk over you and just go right to mom. And you're back here like, wow, that is the most disrespectful thing ever. And this is why a lot of men say, I don't want to deal with a woman with kids. And there can be fathers out there doing the same thing as well. I don't know, because I'm speaking from a man point of view. You tell me in the comments, ladies, is there situations where a man is like that too? To where he doesn't allow you to get full reign just as you do with your kids? These are the things we don't talk about, right? Look what else he said, all right?
Your own mother sent you to a hospital. Don't you realize that? I didn't want any kids, and I told your nutty mother that 8 years ago, because I saw how she acted with you. Dan's going to jail because I videoed him driving. Yeah. Remember the alcoholic who drove with you drunk in a car? You dumb.
She sent the little boy to the psych ward, right? He knew something was off, all right? Even when his mom tried to send him to the psych ward. So right now you're dealing with true and deep, very interpersonal problems. And he came right in the middle of that, right? And so it wasn't flushed out. So both people are wrong. He's wrong for getting to that level and being verbally abusive and almost losing it. He should have retracted, stepped away. She's wrong because she knew she was having problems already with this kid and it was already going to be real problems. And instead of saying, hey, this is a very tough situation and I'm not sure bringing you in is not going to cause a lot of complications, right? Those talks should have been had. But what she gets another F for, why she's sitting back and allowing this? Look at what's really going on, y'all. Dysfunctional things is happening right in front of our eyes. The little boy's being allowed to hit and swing. That shouldn't be tolerated, but it is. That shouldn't be tolerated over recording. Y'all answer this in the comments. Mothers, fathers, anyone. Should this kid be allowed to swing while recording, or should the mother said, hey, wait, calm down, you stop that? The fact that she's not correcting this, y'all, shows a problem. It shows a problem. It shows that somewhere this dysfunction has been tolerated. And she's been allowed to let it escape. And it falls on her. And then you got the teenager mouthing back. She's allowing this to happen and not putting down the phone and say, hey, let's diffuse this. She could do that. Right now, she can stop the situation, and that means she's the leader. Why? It's not about male or female who's the leader. The leader is whoever is emotionally responsible and in control at that moment. He's off the rocker, so he's out of there. He's out of there. He's off there. But she's not. She can put down that phone and say, all right, even if she want to keep it recording. But you could still say, hey, let's calm this down. Hey, son, stop talking back. All right, I'm sorry. We get it. Let's just diffuse this. But no, it's at the limit. And this is what men are afraid of. I got a friend example who I just talked to. He took the PS5 away from the teenager, which is not his. It's a stepchild situation. And the mother came home and was like, why did you do that? And he was like, well, he didn't come in on time last night and all his grades are bad. So the mother goes back in their room where the father put it, or the stepdad put it, and takes the game and gives it back to the son and said, you shouldn't have did that without informing me. These are the things you're going to deal with. These are the things that men look at and say, I can't deal with this situation. Because you put emotion over what's right and wrong. If you're a mother and you know your emotions are going to get the best of you and you can't be tough, then if you got a man there for that purpose, you step back and let him deal with it. Because right now he's the leader. He's the one who's more emotionally responsible and in control. You allow him to deal with it. But if you're going to say, which this is quite a bit out here, this is out here now. If you're going to say, no, it's going to be my emotions and my way over what's right and wrong, no man is going to want to come into a situation. Because the truth is just like how he understands that it's no control with the kids, the truth is it's no control with you. Yeah, I said that right. It's no control with mom. Because if you will allow dysfunction to take place and things not being right or wrong for your emotions, you need to be controlled and managed too. And that is the hard part. It's not really necessarily kid. It's dealing with the mother who you know actually needs to be told that she's wrong, but she's so in her ways, she ain't trying to hear that. She would never hear it. So as you say, hey, you're wrong, defensive, attitude, fight. Now you have to fight her and fight with the kids. That's a lot. And that's why men don't really want to deal with a woman with kids. It's not necessarily kids. But when you got to fight a grown adult about what's right and wrong, it's too much. The moral of the story, have the hard talk if you're going into a step-parent situation and actually understand boundaries and rules and determine what you're comfortable with doing and what you're not comfortable with doing. And be honest. Now, if you can't do that, well, you're in for a ride. Tell me in the comments, should this kid been allowed and should mom should have intervened? And who's right or wrong? Could be both, but I want to hear what you have to say. And we'll come back at it next week with something even more deeper. Be good.